join in everyone. We're gonna sing the unsung.
One night, I'm driving home down William Street at Norwood and I see this chair. It was a wing-back armchair. And I thought, yeah, it looks nice. And I got out of the car, had a good look. And it was in good nick, but it was covered in a rather yucky corduroy, mustard-coloured corduroy fabric. I thought, well, I could get that recovered. So I wedged it in the boot of the car, the Volvo, and drove round the corner to my place and put it in the kitchen. And it sat in the kitchen for 5 years. I used to put the newspapers on the seat, and I had this psychotic cat who used to sit on top of the newspapers on this chair. The cat hated me and I hated the cat. We were in mutual loathing. Eventually the cat moved next door, which was a great relief. And anyway, after 5 years, I kept thinking, I need to get an upholsterer to quote on having this chair recovered. After 5 years, I finally did. And the upholsterer came around and he said, mate, it's a piece of shit. It's not worth recovering. You want a chair, go to IKEA. So I thought, what am I going to do with this chair? And then I realised what I'd do. I wedged it in the boot of the car again, and I drove it around the corner, and I put it on the verge exactly where I'd found it 5 years earlier. And I imagine those people coming home that night thinking, there's that chair again! Jose Ramos Horta, the first president of East Timor and Nobel Peace Prize laureate, was coming to Adelaide, and I said to my producer, John Thompson Mills, I said, let's get him, he'd be terrific, one Friday night. So he's booked. So I research him, I research how to address this man, find out and do all that. So eventually there he is on the screen, and I've been promoting him for a week, and I said, it's a great honour to have a Nobel Peace Prize laureate, first president of East Timor, His Excellency, Dr. Jose Ramos Horta. Great honour to have you, Your Excellency. And there's a pause. And the voice says, I'm Dr. Jose Ramos, and I'm a civil engineer from Melbourne. And I'm thinking, shit. I've got 25 minutes to fill, and what I know about civil engineering in Melbourne, is almost non-existent. And fortunately, the guy laughed, and he said, don't worry, he said, I get most of my interviews this way. Critics, you see, are like piano players in brothels. They can make a nice noise, or a nasty noise, but they've really got nothing to do with what's actually going on.
Peter.
Yes.
If you had some international guests coming to Adelaide, what three things would you do with them?
In Adelaide?
In Adelaide.
I'd take them to my favourite place, which is the Egyptology room at the South Australian Museum. I love that room, and it was it was threatened the year before last, because we've all been there, and it's not the greatest collection of Egyptology, but it's the room itself, the fact that it's unchanged. So much changes in our lives, but you walk in that room and you're a child again. You are who you were when you were a little kid, when you were taken in there for the first time. It's exactly the same, and that's a wonderful thing. It's a magic room. Nothing in life is eternal except for lino. And this lino is as good today as the day it was first laid. Which of us can say that? I'd take them to Villiers Cafe, my favourite restaurant. Where else would I take them?
You got one more.
Probably Her Majesty's Theatre, and then I'd take them to interesting places like Port Pirie and Narracourt. The Ship That Flew by Hilda Lewis. So in this book, this little kid, a boy my age, goes to, he's in a village in England, and he sees a second-hand shop. He's lost his friends for some reason, I don't know why, he's on his own. And he looks in the window of this funny old second-hand shop, and there's a model Viking ship. And he goes inside, and there's this rather spooky antiques vendor, old man, and he says, how much is the Viking ship in the window? And the old man says, how much have you got in your pocket? And the boy says, I've got a shilling. And he said, well, it costs a shilling. So he gets the ship, and he walks outside, and then he realises he's spent his bus fare and he can't get home, and magically the ship turns into a ship that can actually fly, and he flies home. That's the beginning of the story, and that's the story of my life, I suppose. You know, I've spent everything I've had in my pocket at shops like that. Look at the books around here, you know, and I think that's I became that boy and still are that boy, you know. How much have you got in your pocket? Good, that'll do, and worry about the rest later.
I've seen what no one's seen. These eyes are like a black hole. Hi-ho, everybody. You're coming through loud and clear. I'm listening in the lounge room, sitting in my favourite chair. Take me to the bakery, take me to the old town hall. I close my eyes, I'm on the stage in the theatre of it all. Tell me something good today, tell me something great. People and places from every corner of our state. Through op shops, past Jepp's Cross, I sift through the sand. I'm a rag and bone man. With me in the front seat on this long and lonely drive. I've used all my conversations, so the one-way suits me fine. Take me to the bookshop, take me to the country show. This car is a good one, kinda like the ship that flew. Tell me something good today, tell me something great. People and places from every corner of our state. Past Darlington, the lower lakes, in a Volvo sedan. I'm a rag and bone man. Mrs. Calabash, wherever you are, I hope you have someone who can heal your broken heart. Who can take me out tonight, take me anywhere but here. The gallery, the front bar, a local premiere. Tell me something good today, tell me something great. People and places are the treasures in the waste. The toll gate to Broken Hill, there's gold there in the pan. I'm a rag and bone man. I'm a rag and bone man. Past Darlington and Jepp's Cross, through op shops and truck stops. I'm a rag and bone man.
It's a beautiful song you wrote, The Rag and Bone Man, which is exactly me, and thank you very much for it. Go and see Goldstein, I'm a big fan.